All right, this is the review of the 2015 Buick Verano. This is the turbo model that costs $35,000 Canadian. All prices on this show are Canadian. I like the exterior styling. I find it's like a nice blend of refined and don't look at me too much and traditional Buick. I don't know how they did that. All of it together doesn't look like an old person car. In fact, I saw a commercial of this car on TV and it was all a bunch of young people in the commercial, and the car did not really look out of place. This model comes with the 18-inch wheels. I think maybe that's a bit big for this car, but anyways, I think 17 would be probably better. Car looks good pretty much from every angle. I will say that perhaps the angle from the rear is the one that the car looks the oldest. I don't know, it has like, we're gonna get a look at it right now. Yeah, right now it has like this chrome brow over the rear lights. I'm not sure about that one. We're gonna take a look at the trunk now and the inside. The trunk is of reasonable size. It folds down 60/40. It has a pretty decent opening. You can see there's all kinds of Ross's shit in there. It's great. You could see the two speakers there if you look carefully from the sound system. There's a fair amount of noise insulation. However, in the back seat, it's a slightly bit below what we're used to from compact cars. I sat behind myself. I had a hard time sitting there. I wasn't uncomfortable, it was just tight. I'm 5'9", so yeah. From the back seat, it's okay. I'll pull this down. Yeah, that looks pretty good. You can put drinks there. So 4 people, definitely not 5. The interior of the Verano is comfortable and tortured. I mean, the design language is just a mess, and there's buttons everywhere. I'll talk about that more on the drive. But for now in the interview, just know that the car is very non-ergonomical. The sound system though is excellent. This Bose sound system is wonderful. It plays great at low, medium, and high volume. The visibility outside this car is very good, I thought. And as far as the driver is concerned, just from a pure steering wheel looking out point of view, it's very good. The back headrests also are very soft, and the chassis in the ride is definitely set up for smoothness and comfort. Fuel economy is pretty good for an engine this strength. You can get the lower engine model, however, you're going to get the same, more or less the same fuel economy. Take a look at the visibility from those sailboat windows. It's excellent. As I was saying about this engine, this one here's the turbo. It's very powerful. I tried the base model before and it's pretty good too. The price, the higher up you go in price, the less you have value in this car, so you have to shop intelligently. So yeah, there's noise insulation under the hood too. So overall, the car is pretty good. Let's listen to the drive. Okay, so this is the review of the 2015 Buick Verano with the turbo. Now this car in Canada is $35,000. It is pricey for what is essentially a very classy cruise. However, I've been driving this car a little bit now, and I cannot get over how smooth the engine is, how powerful the engine is. It takes regular gas, which is wonderful. Transmission is very good, shifts pretty fast. The drivetrain is very good. The exterior too is pretty nice, I find. I don't think it's a German car, but it's not as expensive as a German car. And it looks pretty good. I think it gives the Acura ILX a run for its money. And in lower trim, I think it's even less than an Acura. Where this car has difficulty, and where all GMs have difficulty, is the interior fit and finish, the interior quality, the interior ergonomics. As I said in the overview, the quality of the plastics, the mess of the buttons in the center stack, the small font of the gauges, although they are big gauges and they look at you, they're small and they're not easy to read. Those things diminish the driving quality. The seat is comfortable. However, it's almost like there's a horizontal bar in the top part of the seat, which I find maybe not so ergonomic. The steering wheel is very nice. It's adjustable. It seems to be just in the right position. There are grips at the 10 and 2 o'clock, which is fine. The leather is of decent quality. We're not in Napa leather, nor should we at this price. It's very good. The suspension is soft. It's Buick soft. It's not the Buick we used to know, like in the 80s where they were just boats. It's just soft. It reminds me a little bit of that Hyundai Genesis that I drove. I'm not saying that the suspension is as good as the Hyundai Genesis. I'm just saying it's with a similar mindset. It's really based on comfort. So consequently, when you beat this car like I'm gonna do right now, it's just very smooth, but you can tell the suspension would rather be going a little bit slower. Wait, we're gonna take this on ramp pretty fast right here. Hold on, I'll show you what I mean. This car is so fast. It's capable. No one's denying it. I'm not denying it's capable. I'm just saying that the suspension would prefer to be going at legal speeds, which I am doing now, of course. Having that said, so in the city it's great because of the suspension, right? Because we have shitty streets and nothing is maintained, so the suspension is wonderful in the city. However, on the highway, it feels perhaps maybe not as planted as other cars, though I don't want to knock them on that. It's okay. There's a little bit of wind noise from the window that I'm hearing. That is maybe not perfect. But it's still overall quiet. I mean, Ross and I, on our way to wherever it was we were going, we were talking, and we didn't have to scream. I didn't have to squint to listen to him. It's much more quiet than any of the cheap compacts. I mean, with the possible exception of the Volkswagen Golf. However, it's fine. The issue for me is $35,000. I'm not sure this car is worth $35,000. So therefore, I think that a lower end model 28,000 Canadian would probably be better, because you would keep all the intrinsic qualities of this car. Its design, its competent drive, competent in a very comfortable way, I'm speaking. And I don't think you need the big kickdown with this car, because this car really is not made for that. I'm not saying that the chassis can't take it. I'm just saying that it just feels wobbly, and it's not really... I don't know what 250 horsepower is doing in this car, really. I just don't know, except for passing people. So do I recommend this car? Well, it may surprise you, but I recommended this car to a Toyota owner. I had a friend of mine who had a Toyota Corolla who wanted to go up to a Camry, and I said, well, why don't you try the Verano? And this was in 2014, and he almost bought the Verano. So I think it's good for somebody who wants a comfortable, reliable. Remember, Buicks are reliable. It's weird in GM, some of their brands are reliable, some aren't. Buicks are very reliable. So, but it's a bit more stylish than the Toyota product, I thought. And he almost went for it. Not everybody wants a midsize, and I think this car does the luxury compact thing pretty well.